am bam damn a damn Alabama fan and proud of it. Gun Nation forever, brother.
Namath again faking, quickly finds his target.
He's at the 40-yard line. He's at the 40.
Quick drop throws in the end zone.
Each number represents an expectation, a challenge that only a championship tradition can issue.
Pressure. Anders hits him. The ball is loose.
Alabama, here comes the heat. Cornelius Bennett. Whoa, did he get lit up?
It is an endless passing of the torch that urges the wearer to enrich his legacy.
Brings pressure up the middle in a hurry. They can't get away from Gunn. Alexander first down and more.
Richardson breaks free on the sideline. Turns the corner. Can you say goodbye?
Because at Alabama, tradition is not retired. It is built.
Not going anywhere, doesn't just roll out great players. He and his staff develop them. It's all about the process.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're giving enough this Thursday night because it's me, and it's not only two. We're going to have a fun time, a long time. We're going to have a great time, guys. We got Arkansas coming weekend, but we're going to talk more about the Texas A&M game tonight, just to review what happened, just to let you know that what you saw, maybe not what you thought you saw, and it's just a matter of looking at the game with open eyes. I got a cohort on here that comes on, and he's the man behind the scenes, runs the board for us, and does a whole lot of work to show him much about how hard it is for him to do that. That's he come on for a little while now. That's Mr. Icebox. Mr. Icebox, if you could come on in.
Does put a smile on my face.
All right.
Okay, you're muffled up tonight for some reason. What's going on? Am I muffled up, guys? I don't sound muffled up myself for myself.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Because they didn't hear the first word you said.
I apologize, guys. I'm sorry. Thank you, guys.
I had to figure out when I'm supposed to come in here.
I'm sorry. I really messed that up big time. I had such a good opening line, too. Y'all would have loved every second of it. I'm sorry.
Well, now I'm proud I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I was telling them, we had a good game this past weekend. We're looking forward to this upcoming game against Arkansas. But tonight I just wanted to talk about the Texas A&M game a little bit because I don't think what people thought they saw, they actually saw. When you go back over and you look at the actual how the game was played without your emotions involved, because I bit every fingernail I had off thinking, oh no. But they didn't do it. They held strong and they got better as the game went on. Mr. Milroe, John, he had kids growing and he just leaps and bounds better than what he was. Of course, I wanted you to come on for a little bit, see what you had, maybe a couple things to say here or there, maybe on this subject. If not, then I'll take control of it.
Nope. That's the reason we're on tonight. And I'll say this: William's not going to be able to make it tonight. He's having some issues. Let's go that route. But I'm sure he could use a prayer or two. Let's put it that way. It's nothing very serious. We just want him to feel better, to be honest with you. So if you happen to think about it, put one up for him if you could. Everything else, as far as I know, is good. Any regular guys that wants to come on. But if not, that's fine. NHT's going to do this. Texas and A&M. I don't think there's much left to be said. But I tell you what, after you get done, I feel like maybe we should do a little preview of Alabama and Arkansas and get your thoughts on it too, So, all right, you have at it, brother.
Yeah, a lot of these things, guys. When I first watched the game again, was all so intense and so worried about the game that you might have missed some things that going back over watch a second time, let your brain, absorb some of this stuff in, and you probably would have done a little better with it. But Coach Saban had a thing this week entitled, it's Talk About Nothing. You're entitled to nothing. You get up, you shouldn't expect anything from anybody. You should go out and earn every bit of it. And that's what Alabama did primarily in the second half. But anyway, I love the offensive line. They're the big boys up front, stuff like that. You call them the lob lollies and stuff. They win.
The big uglies.
They're very good. They win the game.
The big uglies.
The big uglies, yes, sir.
Yes,
yes sir. You win the game in the trenches. It's like I said, you can have Joe Namath, Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, whoever you want in the backfield and wide receivers. But if you ain't got a lineman up front, it don't matter how good the rest of the team is. You're not going to do anything. So I go through after every game and I try to grade the offensive line, the 5 primary linemen that's in the game. Now, I know Mr. Pritchett played some with Proctor. I don't know what they're swapping him back and forth in there for, but Mr. Dalcourt couldn't make it this week on kind of a shoulder injury, so they had a young man named Jaden Roberts, I believe his first name was Jaden, come in and play. And, guys, I tell you what, for a first-time play, this guy might have just Wally pipped Dalcourt. Now, for those of y'all that don't know Dalcourt, of course, his shoulder was hurt, but those of y'all that do not know the name Wally Pipp, back a long time ago, the Yankees had a first baseman named Wally Pipp. He was playing, and he got sick one time and missed a game. And I think his name was Lou Gehrig, come in, and Mr. Wally Pipp never saw the field again. Well, I'm here to tell you, Mr. Jaden Roberts, I hope you're the star of the rest of your young man. You played a hell of a ball game. I couldn't be more prouder of a young man if I had to be. Guys, Mr. Booker and Dalcourt, the offensive guards, of course, usually. And this time it was Booker and Roberts. Mr. Roberts graded out 84%. Hey, that's all SEC, and that's right up there in the All-American range, guys. 84% for a first-time starter, man. I mean, that's top of the mark out of all the 5 starters on our team. Jaden Roberts got to 84%. Okay, well, you stop and look at what all we had. We had 9 pre-snap penalties. That killed a lot of our offense, and people want to think that Texas A&M's defense was the reason for it. And they had some, but primarily pre-snap penalties, which was 9 of them, caused the most of the problems we had throughout the course of the night.
Let me hold you up right there.
Go ahead.
They usually talk about Mr. Roberts there. I noticed he was in there too. He's the one that also got back-to-back false starts, didn't he?
Yes, sir. Right there at the crux of the game by fourth quarter. Last time we just about had the ball, he sure did. And that's what I said. For a first-time starter, he done good.
Yeah, and the reason I brought that up is because we all seen it. And what you just said, about him having one of the highest ratings in the offensive line, says something about this young man that I feel like, we didn't like them, and I'm sure everybody griped about it. But in this case, I think they need to give that young man a little bit of slack. Go ahead.
Oh, I agree with you 110%. Like I said, the big lob lollies up front win the game for you. And at left tackle, Mr. Proctor still, he's a true freshman. Mr. Pritchett, they swapped in and out. And I don't know exactly the play count they each got, but they graded out, between them both, they graded out 77.5%, which is still real good. That's still pretty high level. And then our left guard, who's really the general of the offensive line, he's the one that calls the blocks. Normally your center does, but Mr. Booker does all the talking. He keeps them all together. In case you didn't notice, the one game that Mr. Booker didn't play in, we struggled mightily with that team from South Florida. That's a game Booker missed because I think it's back spasm he had with him out. Our offensive line looked like they couldn't beat a UNA or UAB. It was Mr. Booker in the game. They're a lot better. They just seem to just relax better. They make their angles. They take the right angles. They reach block. They get their man. They pull when they're supposed to. But Mr. Booker graded out 82%. Now, again, what was the score? 26-20, and the game was nip and tuck all the way. So, again, what you think you saw might not have been what you actually saw. That offensive line done a hell of a job. It wasn't their fault. And then turn around and look at Mr. McLaughlin. By far, praise the Lord, listen to me, no snap issues. By far his best game of the year, in the most critical time, in the loudest place, 108,000 screaming Aggie fans were in his ear the whole game. Can you imagine that being right in the middle of a game with 108,000 people screaming in your ear every second? So Mr. McLaughlin didn't have a bad snap and graded out 84%. Now, Icebox, I don't know about you, but again, that's top marks with Mr. Roberts, but 84% is hard to do against anybody, let alone Texas A&M and that front four they had that's both bonded, well, front seven. And then your last one I hadn't graded, I told you yet about, is the right tackle, Mr. Latham. He's usually been our best player all year long. He only graded out at 73%, but that's the worst lineman rating we had for the week, or I say the least, at 73%. He actually, he played well the entire game. But if you go back and watch, a lot of this stuff, Texas defense is predicated on pressure. They don't line up just 4 or 5 guys on the line. We run a 3-2 a lot of times, some 4-2s and stuff like them kind of defenses that run a lot of nickel. They run a lot of pressure packages. They run 7 and sometimes 8 men in the box. Now, when I say in the box, for some of you maybe out there that don't know what the box is, that's 5 yards on either side of the line of scrimmage from offense to defense, anywhere inside your offensive tackles. Not your tight ends now, but your tackles, your offensive 5 that I grade off of. So they run 7 men in that box. Guess what? You're not going to run. Icebox, I don't care if you're the Flash, you're going to gain maybe 2 or 3 yards of carry. So guess what? We didn't run the ball, did we?
No, not hardly at all.
We wasn't able to run the ball at all, and that's what they planned on. They said, well, if you stop Alabama from running the football, you can stop Alabama. No, sir, Bob. We don't have that one-dimensional quarterback. Everybody wants that kid to be one-dimensional. But
all right. Hey, happy birthday, Rise Up. I'm sure everybody would like to tell you, so I just want to bring that up so they get everybody know. Happy birthday, brother. I seen what you got, Gummit. You can share a little bit, brother.
That's straight up.
I need a jersey. That's all I'm going to say. I need a jersey.
I hear you. Happy birthday.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. Happy birthday, Mr. Rise Up. I appreciate it. I don't know, Mr. Rise Up, what's he, 25 now? He's a young-looking man compared to what I look like.
But you were saying Milroe's not just one-dimensional.
Yeah, it's you hear the talking heads now still on TV nowadays. They're still saying, I don't trust Milroe. I don't trust Milroe. I don't trust. Now, he made one bad throw, and we know what that interception was over the middle. I mean, it's a bad pass. I mean, just all the way he stared at it. But he only made one bad throw the entire game as far as bad passes go. At the end of the game, he threw a ball he shouldn't have. But anyway, he had to, I say, leaps and bounds. He grew tremendously during this ball game. The young man was something else. He's considering from where he was the first game of the year. You think, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. And he throws the ball, and you're like, oh, no, 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 no. And it's a first down. You're like, whew. Well, now against Texas A&M, he took the worst amount of pressure because they constantly hit 6 at him, 7 at him, 6 at him, 7 at him, out trying to outrun and outman our offensive line. And trying to get us to where we had to throw the ball, every play, in which we did throw the ball. And just, what was he, 14 to 21, I think it was. He didn't throw for a lot of yards. Well, excuse me, we didn't run for no yards. It was about 25 yards total. So they stopped our running game. And, yeah, that's right, Mr. Stapleton. They don't like it when Bama wins. But he threw for, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns. And him and Mr. Burton and Mr. Bond, Isaiah Bond. So he had one receiver go close, 250-something yards with Burton and nearly 100 or nearly 100 with Isaiah Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Oh, we didn't have the wrong thing thrown up there now.
Sing happy birthday to him. Hey, if you want to sing happy birthday.
Like Marilyn Monroe.
Give it a shot if you want to.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Rise Up. Happy birthday to you. Now.
Hey, all right, big man. That's the best Mr. Marilyn Monroe I've ever heard. I tell you what.
That's just for Rise
no,
Up. That's just for Rise Up. Come
we don't. Roll Tide Rise Up, brother. I hope you have the best one of the birthdays you ever had in your life, brother. I mean, that Alabama game had to help some. You know, it's a pre-birthday on my ears, Stephen Hicks.
No, yeah.
I missed one.
I'm surprised he's still here.
I enjoyed it. I thought you did a good job handing out earplugs via fired van. Yeah, fired van. Oh, Mr. Van, you come over here if you feel like it, young man. If you want to come on and talk to me a little bit, Mr. Van, that is. But what we got now, you know, I'm serious when he comes. Oh, me.
Oh,
that's all right. I can take some of that.
Oh Lord, I'm sorry, but go ahead. It's your show.
No, it ain't no big.
You want your show back?
You keep on going if you need to. Now, like I said, Texas' defense is all predicated off pressure, guys. That's the reason they get so many sacks. They'll put more in the box than you can block, and then come with that guy that comes free, and that's why they got so many blocks. That's how come. Sacks. That's how come they got so many sacks, simply because they send more than you can block, and that's it. There's nothing, you know, when you send 6 or 7 guys against 5, you're going to get to him pretty quick. Yeah, every time. I mean, there's no let up of it. It's constant pressure. And we showed the country how you're going to beat this team, and that's all you got to do. But you're not going to run against them. You're not running against a 7, 8 man front. There'll be 7. They'll sneak that 8th man just daring you to throw the ball. And, of course, our big boy said, all right, I'll throw the ball. And he reached back and he chunkers 60 yards to Burton and 50 yards to Isaiah Bond or Nye Black or Dupree or whoever's catching the ball. But our offensive line got misaligned, got just maligned this weekend. They didn't give up 6 sacks. And everybody's going, yeah, they did. Yeah, hang on a minute. Let's think about it. Let's go back and watch a game film a little bit. And, you know, I think you might agree with me. One time I get through this, let me make sure I got this worded right so I don't misquote and give somebody a bad idea here. One of our sacks happened when Jalen thought he felt pressure from his backside, his blind side, which I don't blame him. Proctor's been having trouble pass protecting all year long. And he took off to the weak side of the formation, running away from Proctor's side, looking downfield when there was no pressure. And then he wound up getting sacked on the far side for about a 3 or 4 yard loss. And so that's one sack that there was no pressure. If he stayed in the pocket, that particular one, it'd been fine. It wouldn't have been a problem. Then there was 3 other times where they sent 6. And one time they sent 7 men on a 5-man front. Again, you can't block 6 or 7 men with 5 guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've had some damn good offensive linemen. Mr. Hanna couldn't do it. John Hanna couldn't have done that. And then there was a couple times Mr. McClellan, he done a hell of a job picking up most of the time, picking up that blitz coming, but he missed a couple of times and got our quarterback sacked. I want to tell you, you're standing here still. You got your feet base wide apart. You got your feet and you're ready to hit this guy. And this guy's coming at you wide open. He's got all the momentum. I mean, it's a hell of a shot. And he gave up 2 sacks now as far as McClellan goes. That was not an offensive lineman. That was McClellan, a running back. Now, he's a good pass blocker. But, again, you're looking at somebody outweighs him 30, 40 pounds coming at him wide open. You stand still and let somebody come at you wide open like that. It's hard to do. And then the other sack, we had Milroe. Y'all all remember the one where he come blindside and he cleaned old Milroe's clock. And when he got hit, I thought, oh man, I thought we was fixing Simpson had to come in the game. I just knew the kid was hurt. And Milroe got up and he jumped up like nothing was wrong, but he actually misaligned his protection. His running back was on the right side of him. The blitz come from the weak left side. His running back went up the middle and was open over the middle. He didn't have time to throw it. What he should have done is just he's running back to the far side and had a hot read to the other side and got rid of the ball. But that sack, again, was on Milroe. and nowhere in here have you heard me say anything about offensive linemen being a turn, like a turn doing, a turn gate, just swing to the right and here they come through, swing to the left. They picked up all the little stunts. They picked up all the little wicked twists and little turns and flips and blitzes they done. The offensive line didn't give up a sack. When you have that many, I mean, you tell me, Icebox, if you have 6 or 7 coming with only 5 to block, how long can you hold them?
3 plays for me.
That's what I'm It is amazing to me how they held up as well as they did, because every time we threw the ball, somebody was getting in his face because it kept coming with pressure. My wife does it every day. I hear you, Spencer. I ain't going to tell her you said that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
We talked about this. Tell them how you come up with those numbers of their grading on the offensive line. And then I'm going to ask you something else. Just kind of give them a quick one over.
Yeah, no problems. Well, all you do, as far as the actual grade goes, it's pretty straight up forward. You take the number of plays, which this time happened to be 61. Whenever you watch the same play 5 times and grade each one, starting in whichever side you want, right tackle or left tackle, and come down the line, watch it one time and see if the guy done what he's supposed to. You give him a mark of 1 each time he gets it. If you don't, you don't give him a mark. We had 61 total plays that I'm aware of, and whenever you take the total number of plays by total number of blocks, you divide it into, in other words, like Proctor was 48 of 61. You divide that 48 by 61, and again, it comes out 77%. But what it is, you got to take into account if they send, like on a blitz, if they send 6 men and your offensive lineman picks that guy up like he's supposed to, and another guy goes right by him, hell, he can't block 2. It's not his fault. You don't give him a negative mark because he done what he's supposed to. He picked up his man. You have a reach block sometimes where you don't block the man in front of you. You have to slide to the right or Ricky. You call it Ricky's right or Louis left. Ricky, Louis, all you got to holler at the line. And they all slide one to the right or slide one to the left. Sometimes you have to reach block them. But anyway, as far as the grading system goes, you take in what the play was, if there's a run, whether there's a pass, and whether they done their job, effort, intent, outcome. It was straight up that. That's pretty easy to count them. And the reason I don't do everybody on the offensive line, the tight ends and all that, because there's too much personnel movement around, and it's hard to. You'd have to watch 350 plays or right around that many to grade the 5 offensive linemen.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, we're kind of getting close to that mark on what time we agreed upon.
Yes, sir.
I want to know what you think about the coming up game. Alabama, Arkansas, or Arkansas, as William likes to say.
Arkansas. Yeah, well, we favored 19.5, ain't we?
No, they ain't time for pick 'em yet.
Well, I mean, yeah, you asked me, and that's what I said. I think it said 19.5 right now. Of course, the line's going to move between now and then like it did last week. KJ Jefferson, the starting quarterback for Arkansas, is a lot like our quarterback. Excuse me. He's a big, strong young man that can throw it from here to the moon. He's a fast runner, and he's a good quarterback. He's hard to get to the ground. He's almost a carbon copy of Jalen Milroe, except Jalen Milroe's a little bit bigger. And to me, of course, I'm an Alabama fan. I'm biased, but I think Milroe, of course, is a better quarterback than him. But I think it's going to be we should beat them by around 17, 18, right around the point spread, right it is right now is the way I'm looking at it. So I think we'll pretty well handle them on offense and defense. I don't think they got much to handle after Texas A&M last week.
I'm going to tell you, I listened to Spencer Tuesday night, and I picked at him a little bit, but that was just to have some fun. But he's right. Arkansas is going to be a tough team. And now they're playing, and it's going to be their homecoming. We're supposed to play cupcakes, We ain't Georgia. I'm going to tell you that much, where they play a cupcake. I guess every game or every weekend is their homecoming game because that's all they got is cupcakes. And I feel like Saban does. It's going to be fun to have some a quality game. You know, it won't be so fun if we lose, but I just don't see that happening. I mean, Arkansas to me is just a grade above. Geez, who can I say? Maybe Vanderbilt and Auburn. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're usually about the middle of the road, but they're going to play a tough game, especially in the first half, some in the third, you know, where they try to fire off. But I feel like they'll be fading by the fourth quarter. I ain't going to say it ain't going to be a close game. And by the point spread, I'm not so sure about that. So we'll wait and see. Now, I'll give my thoughts on that Saturday morning. But I think it's going to be a good game. I really do.
It very well could be. It's thing I like about it, again, is here's the thing, guys. If and every one of us that are listening to the sound of my voice right now, I know all of you are big Alabama fans because you would be on this channel because, you know, we fuck Auburn. We forgot the MA up there. I won't say one bad word. I won't do that again.
Well, we ain't been too bad tonight. I'll go ahead and throw it on.
And
Let's put it on your ugly mug, not mine.
Duck over here behind this thing. But yeah, I brushed my tooth. This team has grown up so much, Icebox. I mean, from the first game to this game, and I really, really, really hope that they really look at keeping Jaden Roberts at right guard. He played a well of a ball game, and I can't not express how impressed I was with a young man for a first time I've seen him start in the most hostile environment possible. That's going to be the loudest, most hostile environment we play in all year long. I don't care where we play. I mean, and yet they still done that good. But anyway, back to Arkansas. They that kid they got there is that Bumper Pools. He's still there already. I guess he done gone there. He's an edge rusher along with that other kid that left us and went down there. They had a good pass rush past couple of years with them too. That let you know that from the edge. But I look forward to us playing them. I really think Milroe has grown up. And I want to tell you, Jermaine the Hands Burton, who would have thunk it? You know, last year he couldn't catch a cold or the flu if he walked out in 10 degree below weather with nothing on but his smile and jumped into cold water. He couldn't catch anything. This year he dropped that one pass. It would have been a first down. But other than that, the kid's caught everything and been a well of a ball player.
Well, that's because Jake Pope ain't out there playing defense.
I tell you.
Oh, did I say that?
Just tackle, get the.
No, he is really lighting it up out there. He done a great job. He had some attitude about it too, buddy. I like that.
Yeah, I like you tell it when you watch these other call-in show or talk-in shows. All these Georgia fans calling him turncoat and traitor now that he's doing good. They're so mad at him they can't see straight, and I'm sitting there just going, you know. And of course, in honor of my big buddy ain't here tonight. What the hell? You know, I had to give one of them one good time. I'm happy. I'm happy he is doing better. Talk to him today like you did. He'd been, you know, when we leave it at that, you know, he's feeling a little better. So maybe, you know, he'll keep on healing up. But I had to do it one time for him because that's my buddy. I mean, Mr. William, you're on my mind, my thoughts, my prayers, and I had to say it just for your honor, you know, in your honor one time, big boy.
All right, I'm going to take this opportunity because ain't no telling what we're going to do. Y'all don't forget the Pick'em Show. It's really heating up. It got really good and hot this past game. It's going to get tight. Sunday mornings, for those that don't know, I've been doing a little playing around. I'm doing a little stuff, just posting it, and hope y'all enjoy that. And don't forget Saturday. By the way, anybody here, I want to know. The game is what, 11 o'clock this Saturday, Central Time?
I think it's 11 o'clock, ain't it? 11:30, yeah, it's early.
Okay. What time does anybody want to do the reaction that Saturday night? That's what I want to know. If you don't mind, put it in the comments if you think you're going to be here. I don't care what time, to be honest with you. I'd kind of like to go more later in the night because there's other games on. Because we'll be coming off, be 12 my time, be 4 o'clock. I don't think nobody really wants to talk football yet by that time. So I'm thinking about coming on maybe 7, 8 o'clock at night, which would be 6 or 7 Central. So anyways, Y'all give me a good time. Hell, I come on. So, anyways, I'm gonna be doing something Sunday. I think it's gonna be very interesting. I do. It's gonna be a little trial run to see. I'm gonna have a special guest. I say I'm gonna have a special guest. I'm gonna have a special host. That's the way I'm gonna put it. And it's gonna be different. It'll still be sports related for now, especially. But my guest is very interesting, and he wants to do this. Or my guest, my co-host, host, whatever you want to call it. But we're gonna try to be coming on 1 o'clock. I can't remember if that's going to be Central or Eastern, but we are going to come on at 1 o'clock. One of the ways it may be Central, so it'll be 2 o'clock Eastern. Y'all try to tune in for that. Tell us how you like it, because I think you're really going to enjoy it. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
I just want everybody to hit that like button for me and leave me a comment down there. It's the first time been pretty much without Mr. William, and I miss my big buddy and all, but to leave a comment for William in it to let him know what you thought about him tonight. And if you can, get the word out there. We're not trying to make money off this. We're just here to have fun. Mr. Spencer started this back, I forgot how long ago it's been now, Mr. Icebox, but he brought a whole bunch of people and it brought a bunch of us together, and we're just having fun. I mean, that's all this is for. If you're not a fan of football, then you don't be on this channel. If you're not a fan of Alabama, this ain't your channel. This ain't gonna be your topic talk. We talk about Alabama. We want Alabama to win, and right now we're winning. Nana boo boo. I mean, it's been a lot of fun tonight, Mr. Icebox. I appreciate you coming on with me tonight, brother, and helping me out, because this monologue stuff is harder than it looks. I don't know, KB and them, how they do it. It ain't as easy as it looks, guys.
You're doing fine. Doing fine. I don't know, 9 o'clock Central. What do you think, Spencer? You want to go 9 o'clock Eastern? You think that'll be a good time? So, because I find out that more later it is, the more people like to come on. So, I really don't want to come on at 4 or 5 o'clock myself. So,
Spencer asked, did you say, is that Eastern or Central?
Well, that's what I'm asking him, because William's saying 9 Central. That puts us 10 o'clock. I don't think so. I'm thinking more like 9 Eastern, 8 o'clock Central.
I'm good with 8 Central as far as 8 o'clock Central my time.
That way you'll know what the games are doing, at that time.
Yes, sir.
So anyways, all right. Before we get off here, guys, we hate to cut it short, but bless William's heart, like I said, he doesn't feel good, and I've been working hard all day, trust me, and all I've had time to do is come home, eat dinner, and take a shower and everything. But AT worked hard on these numbers, and I felt like he should come on and get his part out. We're hoping William gets better, and he'll be back next week on Thursdays. I'm going to go ahead and call it 8 o'clock right now, William, if that's okay. That way I'll be able to come on here and run the show for you. And if you got any differences, we'll talk about it later. We'll go ahead, AT.
I just want everybody to make sure when you get through tonight, go back, rewind this, and take that section of where he was singing "Happy Birthday" and send it into your favorite disc jockey, video jockey stations, and let's make him famous. I mean, that's Mr. Marilyn Monroe, brother. You done a good job. That's very good. I mean, you took that with a grain of salt, and you went with it. You done real good. I was proud, I'm happy for you. I'd have been too embarrassed to try to sing, but you done a good job.
That's all right. That's okay. I got Rise Up the other night. That was funny as hell what Spencer done. If you missed that, go to the end and watch that.
Oh yeah,
that is hilarious.
You're doing great. You're doing great, partner. Thank you.
Oh no. You're the one that called the shots tonight, babe. You done good. We'll be proud of you. It's always good to know that somebody can carry on when you can't do something. I would like the same thing. Somebody else come on here and do a good job, and you done just fine. So, all right, you got any last words? Anything about the ATM game, or you want to talk about the Arkansas before we get out of here?
I'm pretty much got everything I need to say, and unless somebody if you want to pull something up there to talk about, I mean, that's up to you, though.
No, pretty much what I had. I got my advertisements out, and you gotta love Rise Up. You just got to.
You got to. The man's got an attitude like none other. Mr. Rise Up, we appreciate you, sir. Thank you for being here.
He's so funny.
He is. He's hilarious.
I will send it to him. Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought it was a great game, Texas A&M. There's been a lot said about it, and it was a good game. It was a fun game. I think we got cheated a little bit. I still think the score should have ended up 34-37 to 17. That's my opinion. Anybody sees Tom Reed, I'm calling him out. I will be here Saturday night, open chat room. He won't have no problem getting on. I will put him on, and it's nothing bad, guys. Me and him is going to have a little discussion, and that's what exactly it's going to be, a discussion. It's not going to be nothing that y'all are hoping for. But if y'all happen to see him, tell him I'm looking for him. I want to see him Saturday night.
Oh, man. That's going to be a good while. I got to be there. I got to see that.
Oh, it's nothing. It's a little confrontational, but it's not much. It's just about the scheduling and a few other things. So, it's going to be all good. It's nothing to get mad about or get hostile about. It's just, good old conversation is what I want. And he does too. So tell him Saturday night. All right. With that said, let's get out of here. You ready?
Roll Tide.
Excellent job tonight. Good job. Roll Tide, guys. We appreciate y'all coming checking us out.
You've got to be better in all three areas of life, which of course are spiritual, mental, and physical. You must be able to discipline yourself. If you don't learn but one thing out of football, it'll be worthwhile. There's certain sacrifices that you will have to make. There are going to be many sacrifices you have to make in later life. To fight. Oh, I don't mean fist fight. I mean to get up and come back and get up and come back and get up and come back again after you've been knocked down. And that could happen to you in later life. But if it does, you're going to know how to handle it. There's no one that ever has or ever will accomplish anything alone. I've read about self-made men. That's Tommy Rot, as far as I'm concerned. I don't even know how to define intangibles. And I know that if you learn these lessons, you'll have it. And if you have it, you'll win, and you'll be better prepared in those three areas of life that we've been talking about. That there are going to be times for everyone that you're going to get discouraged. But if you never lose sight of your objective and never give up on yourself, if we do that as a team, 11 at the time, well, 4 years from now, why, we'll be walking out of here as national champion.